Hello and welcome to the Aftermath show with myself, Pippa Monique and Charlene Smith. We are through. I mean, I'm sure I wasn't the only fan that was sitting there, not only nervous as hell, but bored as hell, especially leading up to the 60th minute. But we did it. We're through. We're retaining our cup so far and we're through to the next round. But Charlene, what a boring game until those changes were made. I think it's safe to say that Arteta knows who needs to go and who's really going to win games for him, because he brought on the youngsters to put that reinforcement in again. And not only that, Leno. Just imagine if Runarsson was there. He would have made Andy Carroll Ronaldo. So there's some real positives to take from that game, even though it was very boring. But what did you make of it?
Do you know, it was so boring. Like, literally, the first minute was exciting when Reece Nelson got that shot. Then it was just flat throughout. And I was just like, I've actually got a headache from this. And then it got excited in the last 5 minutes. Emile Smith-Rowe managed to get that goal. And I'm so happy to see Aubameyang on the score sheet.
You know, I was going to mention him afterwards, but now that you said it, I was going to say, because last week, as I remember, when we won 4-0 against West Brom, we won 4-0, but Aubameyang was still the topic of discussion. Everyone was like, why is Aubameyang not scoring? Well, he's got his goal, and it was a good one. Nice link-up play there with Kieran Tierney and Xhaka involved. He's got his goal now. Is everyone going to get off his back a little bit? Just a little bit?
I've got to give it to Emile Smith-Rowe. I mean, Leno made some really good saves. Just going back to what you were saying about Runarsson, obviously the last performance from Runarsson was not the greatest, with all the backlash that he got on social media as well. I personally felt it was best that Runarsson did not start in today's game, because his confidence just would have been missing completely. So great saves by Leno, but I've got to give man of the match to Emile Smith-Rowe. I mean, he just changed it all for us. And
it's hard to say that it's just him that changed it for us, because once Saka, Lacazette and Emile Smith-Rowe on that pitch, I even tweeted it. You know, I said there's a goal coming and those three are going to be involved, and I literally called it, because those three altogether are game changers. And they don't just come as a one. I mean, they can pretty much, but you need all three of them to create those goals. So yeah, I would give it to Saka, but to me, it's between Leno and Lacazette. I mean, and Emile Smith-Rowe, there's too many to choose from. But of course, Emile Smith-Rowe deservedly got it. It was officially the man in the match. But they changed the game. And you know what? When Reece Nelson was subbed off, I was gutted for him, because he lifted the game up in the first 30 seconds, taking a shot on target. And I know he didn't really do much after that. But for him to be subbed off first, when there's certain pitch that weren't doing justice, it makes me question what Arteta was thinking. But in my opinion, he made the right decision 60th minute when he took off Willian and Willock, because how impressed or unimpressed was you with Willian or Willock?
Do you know, when I saw Nelson coming off so early on as well, I was thinking, he probably wouldn't have been my first option to come off. But understandably, he's been missing for a while. So it might have been something to do with some injury or whatever. I don't know, him coming back. But Willock and Willian, I think that was great substitutions that Arteta made. And the end result shows it. So I think he made the right decisions there. Willian, he hasn't really been performing that well for us, has he?
Do you know what? Yeah, I don't really want to add on to the brigade that's firing abuse at him, but I saw a really funny tweet that I have to say, someone said that he plays as if he's pulled his hamstring all the time. And as soon as I saw that tweet and I started watching him, I was like, it's so true, because why does he always walk and run like his legs hurting him? And it's just like he doesn't chase the ball down. Like, the ball will be rolling out of play, and any other player would, like Saka, would run onto that. He just goes and then put his head down in shame. It's like the confidence is not there, and we need confidence in this team. So just keep the youngsters in. And I really felt like once I saw Nelson come off first, I felt like Willock or Willian weren't going to get subbed off at all. So when Arteta made that choice, I said, all right, there's a chance for us to salvage something here. Exactly. 2 goals as well. When we got the one, I said, that's good enough for us. Let's just go through. But Aubameyang to get on there as well.
Secure that. But you know, I felt that second goal coming. I was like, yep, Aubameyang's going to score. He's going to score. Boom. Tapped it in.
I didn't feel it, but I'm just so happy that you did. I'm so happy that you did. Unknown says, thought Pepe was good tonight. Put some really good passes in the box. Yeah, same. I mean, one of the most positive performances I've seen of him in the while, because, you know, I'm always getting on to Pepe. But this one was a positive for me. I mean, I still want to see more from him, but yeah, definite positive for him. A lot of people are saying Tierney, man of the match. Mobile Gamer says Troops needs to stay in London. I'm guessing he's still here because we're still winning.
Is he still here? I thought he had gone back.
No, I swear he's still here. Pavan says Emil Smith-Rowe needs to start against Newcastle in the league. Definitely. Temp Step says, what? It's no longer whether Messi or Ronaldo is the best player. The new debate since last week is whether Charlene is a keeper or not. I say she is, and I'm no defender. Smooth. I thought that was going somewhere else, but I thought I'd read it out anyway. Liam says David Luiz was good tonight. And Barista Shah says, not a coincidence that we got another clean sheet with Pablo Mari at the back. Have to talk about Pablo Mari. I'm calm and composed when I see him at the back, you know.
Likewise, he made some really good blocks today.
Yeah. Not only that, and the way he plays the ball forward as well. He doesn't really have to at some points. David Luiz is good at that. He always plays the ball into the middle, finds someone in the middle of the park to create something. But Pablo Mari was starting to do a bit of that as well, and controlling errors that maybe El Neni would have made. And I felt like he was really, really good, man. So maybe a start in the league?
I reckon so. I mean, since he's come back, I haven't really seen him put a foot wrong. So why not start him in the league? I mean, when I saw that Gabriel is back in training, I thought he would have perhaps been amongst the squad today. But I think Arteta done well there.
Yeah. TXZ says, nice win. Lacazette, coming on made a difference. I also felt like Aubameyang should have done a sort of Henry type of celebration so I could cry again 9 years later on to the next round. I mean, I just think he's just elated and just relieved that he's finally got a goal.
Yeah.
I don't do any over the top. Yeah. No over the top celebrations yet, man.
So important for him to get that.
Mohammed says, great game, another clean sheet. I think Holding and Mari should be our first choice. Gabriel needs to win his spot back. Unpopular opinion. Now, I know that you're a huge fan of Gabriel. He's been like, not only you as well, but I'm going to say you because I'm talking to you, but for you and many other Arsenal fans, has been your player of the match for many matches since he's joined. And player of the month, sorry. So, and the match, of course. So how do you feel about this comment of him having to fight for his spot back in that centre-back role?
Mate, I'm a massive Gabriel fan, and he's been one of our most consistent players. We need to find a place back in there. I don't think he should have to fight for it. He needs to just be back amongst the squad.
But look, he's saying Holding and Mari should be the centre-back pairing. So he's written off David Luiz and basically written off Gabriel. Do you agree with that centre-back pairing? Because I don't. But do you agree with Holding and Mari being there?
Nah, we need Gabriel back there. Gabriel.
So who's coming out?
Yeah, I'll probably put Gabriel and Mari. I'll pair them.
That's probably an unpopular opinion as well because Mari's not in. Oh, sorry, my connection went a bit crazy.
Yeah, you're frozen, Pips. Pips, are you still with us?
Sorry, I don't know what happened. You know, this Wi-Fi's been
you're back.
I think I need to move home because I've got I paid the most money for the highest speed and it still be acting up. I was going to say that's an unpopular opinion when you said Gabriel with Mari, only because Mari seems to be inexperienced in English football in the league. But from a fan's perspective, I think a lot of people will agree with that because Mari's been, you know, very good at the back. And 100 subscribers and 0 video says Mari is a warrior and him and Gabriel would be sick together. And I agree. I definitely agree. It's not the most logical thing to do, but if someone's on form and they're playing well, stick them in there.
Exactly. Do you think Arteta will do that though? That's the question.
I have no idea ever what Arteta is ever going to do. I have no clue.
Do you think he's that sort of risk taker to say, well, actually, let's try this and see how these two pair up?
He should do it. I wonder who. Honestly, who would take out that centre-back pairing. We saw David Luiz come back in tonight, but I only think that's because it's a cup game. So I think in the league, it would be Holding. I know he has a little bit of favouritism towards Holding and that loyalty there because Holding's been there quite a few years now. But it'll be interesting to see who he chooses. Interesting. AJ says, Tierney gives it his all. You can tell he was huffing and puffing and plays for the badge. Arsenal captain?
Do you know, I love Tierney. He's another great player. And you know you're going to get a good performance from him also. He has got that kind of captain material. So I wouldn't write that off completely. He shows pace as well down that left-hand side. So what did you make of him tonight?
Tierney always gives it his all. I mean, he had a few defensive errors, which I was shocked at. That almost cost us a goal, literally. But he redeemed himself.
You are.
So, did I go again? Oh, Sorry, guys. Blame Virgin Media. Everyone tweet Virgin Media. No, I'm joking. No, but I don't know if you heard what I said, but for me, Kieran Tierney is always my level of expectations are up here now, and more times out of 10, he always meets them. And even though he had a few like slight defensive errors, he always redeems himself in the game. And attacking wise, he just runs down that wing and tries to create things. And although I think he didn't do everything to Aubameyang's, I don't think Aubameyang was happy with some of the chances he took. He's got ultimate confidence now after last week's game in the league. That shot he took, Aubameyang was not impressed because he wanted him to lay the ball off to him. But when you're Kieran Tierney and you score a mad goal in the snow, you kind of get away with doing that, So
exactly.
Tony says Willock was given a chance to prove himself. Arteta definitely needs to get rid of him. He didn't have an impact. Would you agree with that?
I mean, he wasn't the greatest, but I wouldn't say he was the worst. I mean, it was a flat game. He did have that opportunity as well with the header, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Didn't manage to get the goal there. But I wouldn't say it was the worst, but I would have subbed him off. I did agree with him getting subbed off.
Yeah. For me personally, it's a harsh statement. When you read it out, it's such a harsh way to say he needs to get rid of. But yeah, like I said last week, if I was to talk about players leaving in this transfer window, whether it's permanently or on a loan, I think Willock should be on that list. He's been at Arsenal pretty much his whole life. Good player, but right now, the chances that he's been given, he's not proven himself to me. But who am I? I'm just a fan. But at the end of the day, the fans are very important. So he's not proven himself right now. But whatever Arteta sees in training or wherever it is, it's up to him ultimately. But right now, I would say maybe a loan for Willock.
And I agree with that as well, because if he does go out on loan, hopefully he'll be getting more minutes and it will build his confidence a lot more as well. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how he comes back from that. So I won't rule that out at all.
Daps did it, says, I thought it was a wise man who said best things in life are free. Willian's proving him wrong.
Not when they're age 32 and have no motivation, mate.
Hey, let's not be ageist. Is that a word? Ageist.
I'm not being ageist, Pips, but you got to take it into consideration. All right, Jamie.
Yeah, okay.
There are 32, Sorry?
Andy Carroll's 32. Although he didn't score a goal today, for me, if that ended 0-0, he would be my man of the match.
He played really well defensively as well as attacking. I'm not saying it's all down to age, but for a professional athlete, normally around this age, this is when they're starting to look at retirement. I'm not saying I'm not saying that all athletes, right, once you reach this age, that's it, you're a write-off. But I just feel like for some players, they start slowing down a bit, which is what we're seeing in Willian. When you compare him to Saka, I know there's a massive age gap, but you see that energy, that hunger, that drive. Whereas with Willian, like you said earlier, it's like he can't even be bothered to run.
Yeah, it's annoying to be fair. But that's a funny comment, Daps. But do you know what? I'm really trying. It's so hard because when we're on this show and when you're on a platform, you want to give genuine critique and analysis of what's
right. Pippa, while you pause,
criticize him.
You back? You back with us?
Oh, what did you hear last? Sorry.
I don't even know.
All right, so basically, I was saying when we're here, we're in this position, we have to give good critique and analysis of what we're seeing. But I don't ever want to add fuel to the fire I don't actually like talking about Willian because more time I don't actually have anything that positive to say. But I can see that that's definitely affecting him because he's turned off his comments on his social media. You can't comment because, of course, he must be getting a flurry of abuse because even on the Twitter timeline, people are just saying the harshest things about Willian, right? And at the end of the day, he's our player. He's contracted to play. And regardless of what we say, he's still going to play. And somehow he might still see those comments. So it's just a bad cycle because it's going to affect his mental state, which is going to affect his confidence, which means he's not going to get any better, but he's still going to play. So it's like, I don't want to say anything negative, but at the same time, I have to be truthful. It's not looking too good. So maybe Arteta should have a look at that and say, this is not working. The players that it wasn't working with got taken off. You put other players on and it started to work. So if you can't see that these players should not be playing in a game that is a must-win game, it's a knockout game, then when are you going to see it?
And I fully get what you're saying, Pips, and I'm in total agreement with you. And with everything I'm saying, I'm not trying to come, in a malicious way, but I want to see that hunger from Willian, more drive, more energy, bring some energy to the game. That is what I'm asking to see. Definitely.
But like I said, to think Willian has a 3-year contract. I'm going to try and keep that as the last Willian comment of today, but who knows? There might be lots more. Sheikh Hassan says, Nenny needs to get credit too. He played well. Yeah, he was all right. He let me down a bit because he lost the ball a couple of times. I don't know what his stats were for the game, but overall, did very well today.
Yeah, he did.
Someone said, Daps also said Pepe is not safe either. He's actually the left-footed Jovino. Looks like we got a comedian in the comments, boy.
MCA808. Oh, do you want to read that super chat?
What's a super chat from NY? It says, good game today, 4 wins in a row. Shout out well, we're not going to shout out your girl because that's not your girl, is it? But thanks for the super chat, NY.
I'd have probably read that. MCA808 says, Charlene, the thing with Gabriel and Mari being centre-back pairing is that both are left-footed centre-backs, though. One thing to bear in mind.
I keep forgetting that when I put them two together, that their comments always say that, and I always, I just forget that. But maybe that's why we'll see Holding and Gabriel, or Holding and I don't know. Yeah. Barista says, do you think Mari is going to start in the league against Crystal Palace? Gabriel and Holding did not feature in this game. I can't see Arteta putting two left-footed, like you said, two left-footed centre-backs together. Oh, have I gone again? Is it me that's gone?
I can hear you. So, yeah, you're just paused.
Okay.
It'd be interesting to see. I reckon Holding perhaps will start against Crystal Palace, thinking about it. Do you think he will? Do you think it'd be Holding and Gabriel?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the likely partnership going forward. And I think for rotation, Mari will come in for whoever. But I think going forward, it would always be Holding and Gabriel. But I could be wrong. Maybe Gabriel has to fight. Remember when Arteta first joined, non-negotiables, everyone fights for their spot. So let's see if he's still sticking to that philosophy.
I get that. But then in Gabriel's case, I mean, he was out with COVID. So, does that make him a bit exempt and he's back to where he left off?
Maybe. Who knows? Actually, at this point, who actually knows?
It's hard to predict.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Stunnerman 369 says, it's no coincidence that I'm sorry, you read. I'm getting a sore throat.
That we scored when Laka came on, and it's almost as though Oba has forgotten how to play in the ST position, and we should keep him on the wing from now on.
Yeah, I was even going to say that because I felt like even though I was so happy when Emil Smith-Rowe scored that goal, it's all just happening in those central positions, It was all happening there. The Saka with the lob over, the little chip over to Lacazette. Then he passes it to Emil Smith-Rowe in that central area, chests it, controls it, and then goes wide and scores a goal. It's all in that central area. So I'm feeling like, is Aubameyang feeling left out? He's not been scoring. He's been playing on the left wing like he always does, but he still can't do it. So when Kieran Tierney, basically carried that chance and opportunity, created it with the drag back to Xhaka and then getting Aubameyang in the mix as well, it's like, okay, we can still do stuff on the left, but when Kieran Tierney's involved. Because I feel like recently, nothing really happens on that left-hand side unless it's Kieran Tierney or when Saka's playing on the left-hand side or Martinelli when he played that game. So I feel like Aubameyang's kind of being isolated, and I don't know how. I mean, maybe some of you guys in the comments can help me with that one, how we can change that. Well, Arteta needs to figure that one out, to be fair, but maybe if we put it out there in the universe, they might see it. Like, how can we stop him from being isolated? Because even though he's in the mix, I feel like he's not really involved.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's a bit of a tricky one, ain't it?
Yeah.
With Martinelli as well. I mean, we saw he got injured in the warm-up. Hoping it ain't nothing too concerning.
I don't think it is, because during the game, obviously, he sat on the bench or in the stand now. He was talking to one of the physios of Arsenal, and he seemed kind of cool. If it was that bad, I don't think he'd be out there. I think he'll be being monitored and whatever. But I think he's rolled his ankle. I mean, we all do. I did it the other day well, not the other day, a few months ago with my son in the park. Like, I rolled my ankle, wore Vapor Maxes to play football. You just don't do that, so you roll your ankle. So it's very painful, but it's not like an injury. But that's what Arsenal Twitter said, he rolled his ankle. So for me, that doesn't mean like it's anything serious, hopefully, anyway.
Hopefully we see him back soon. There's super chat as well from Brian Holiday saying, I want to back Arteta, but he continues to play players who are not performing. Shake my head. I mean, what would you say for the Crystal Palace game, because that's our next fixture? Who do you think are the crucial players that we need to have amongst the squad?
Saka, Lacazette, Emile Smith-Rowe, Kieran Tierney, 4 key players. Whoever else is in amongst that, you pick your midfield. Obviously, Saka could play that. I picked the 4 key. I've picked the line, the backbone. Leno in goal. Defensively, Kieran Tierney. Whoever else, figure that out. Midfield-wise, Saka or Emile Smith-Rowe. Up front, Lacazette. That's the spine right there. Those are the key players. So that's your answer for me.
Do you think Arteta will go for that, though? I mean, as we see in these games, they are the key players that make things happen for us. So do you think Arteta is going to take that into consideration and bring that into our next fixture?
Sorry, say that again. I was slightly distracted.
As we saw, from today's game as well as previous games, they are key, crucial players that we need that make things happen for us. So do you think Arteta is going to take that into consideration, and that is the players that we're going to see in the next fixture?
Yeah, everyone. It's not just Arteta. Everyone involved, backroom staff, coaches. Everyone needs to see that, because we can see it. Everybody in their grandma can see it, mate. So if they don't see it, then we have a problem as a football club and as a fan base. So yeah, those are the key players, like I said, and that needs to be it going forward. And then work around them, work around those players.
Absolutely, I'm in total agreement with that.
There's another super chat here that I cannot pin up from Gomezilio. Says, I'm still not convinced Nicolas Pepe is worth 72 million, and we Arsenal fans have not seen the best of him yet. Did I write that? It sounds like me. Sounds like something I would say.
That's why you can't pin it, Pips, because it's your super chat.
Oh, there we go.
£5 well spent by you.
Yeah, man. Going back to your question, Nobby Powell says he agrees that's a good 4. There was another one here from Akare saying Leno, Hector. Oh, he's giving us whole starting 11, I think. Leno, Hector, Rob, Mari. Oh, no Gabriel there for you. Tierney, Xhaka, Partey, Emile Smith-Rowe, Saka, Aubameyang, and Lacazette.
I like that.
Make of that. It's a good one, to be fair. Obviously, Martinelli will come into that when he's good and raring to go.
I do like that. I do like Mari, but I'm a massive Gabriel fan.
Am I back?
Sorry.
Am I back?
You're back now, Pips. I mean, what's the Wi-Fi? Are you connected to hotspot? What's your internet saying?
No, I'm connected to the fast. If I tell you the amount of money I pay a month for this nonsense Wi-Fi, I need to take them to court or something, because it's just not worth the money. Like, it doesn't work. It's got the fastest, that super fiber broadband that we're promoting. Like,
that's what I've got.
Yeah, mine clearly, maybe it's the area I live in. I don't know, because it's just not working. But
yeah. So sorry, going back, Rob and Mari. That's questionable, but John Grimm here is saying Mari is better than Gabriel.
Oh, are you judging that on about 4 or 5 games, are we?
I know. I mean, I'm sorry, John, I can't agree with you. I mean, I like both of them, but I can't pick between the two, man.
Well, Kingsley says Mari has been very decent, looks so assured and calm in his tackles. It's a good headache for Arteta to have.
Absolutely. Always good when you've got good players and you just don't know which one to pick. I mean, we wouldn't want it the other way, would we? Yeah.
But did you tell me who your key players are? I'm guessing they're the same as mine, because I mean, what other options are there right now?
Exactly.
Oh my God. No, actually, no. I didn't even mention Thomas Partey, but that's because he's been out for so long.
I was literally just about to say that's the only player you didn't mention. Who else was your defensive options? Did you pick between Mari, Gabriel?
Because you said who are the key players, so I just gave you 4. But if I was to give you like a starting lineup, I would say Leno, obviously. I mean, because at the moment I don't think we have a. Right, let me not be negative. Back line, whether it's depending on formation, if you're going with a 4, Kieran Tierney has to be in there. I would go right now, where we are now, I would go with Mari and
Are you still with us, Pips?
I'm here. I can see me. Can you see me?
I can see you. I'm sure you can see you, but you know, sometimes you just pause. So yeah, you go with Mari.
Mari, I don't know, because obviously this whole 2 left centre back team, but like someone else said, no one complains when it's 2 right centre. Anyway, 2 right-footed centre backs. But yeah, Mari and possibly Holding. But I would love to see Gabriel in there. Oh, I don't know about that. Let me for safety. The only definite one I'm going to say Kieran Tierney and Mari right now. Midfield wise, the only definite. I don't even know for right back options at the moment, if I'm honest with you. So for midfield options, Partey, Emile Smith-Rowe, Saka. Up front, definitely Lacazette and Martinelli, and anyone else work around those players.
Okay, key players. I gotta say, I'm in agreement with you as well on those. I mean, you've got the main key players there. In terms of right-hand side, Bellerin option for you, Maitland-Niles.
This is the thing. I don't know what's happening with Maitland-Niles. I know that he wants to be a midfielder, but from what I've heard, he's more than happy to still play in a right back position. So why is he not playing there? Why is he not getting? Cedric's even starting before him now. Like, what's gone wrong from the Maitland-Niles that we saw last season, who was instrumental to the FA Cup final win? How is he now on the bench and getting a couple minutes because we're going into extra time and possibly penalties? Oh no, he came on when it was 1-0 up, wasn't he?
He came on because Cedric looked like he might have got a little something.
See? If that didn't happen, he probably wouldn't have smelt the grass if that didn't happen. So
well, not from up in the stands, he won't have.
No, so I just don't know who will be that right option. Obviously, if you're thinking like Arteta, it's going to be Hector Bellerin.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. So yeah.
Did you see that comment from Saeem? Oh, it's gone now.
I've seen this. Is my internet is it looking that bad?
It's okay now. It's been quite steady, but it does keep pausing. But
I'm going to call them first thing Monday morning, or if they're open tomorrow, and be like, listen, you're messing up. You sort it out. Sort it out.
And you probably get it sorted once we're back in the office. It's always the way, ain't it? I said,
by the time it's sorted out.
Exactly, we'll be back in the office.
Oh, gosh. Genesis says Aubameyang is struggling with the style we play now. Lacazette does a great job with the youngsters. He affects the game really well. That Emile Smith-Rowe goal was similar to the Saka goal against West Brom. Yes, that's why I loved it. That's why I knew it was brewing. I knew they were going to link up and do something. Like, I can tell they love playing with in training. Speaking of Emile Smith-Rowe, since his first appearance of the season on 26th of November, he's been directly involved in 6 goals for Arsenal in all competitions. He's got 2 goals and 4 assists. Only Lacazette, with 6 goals and 1 assist, has been involved in more goals for the Gunners in this time. Arsenal's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has scored in all 4 FA Cup appearances and in 6 goals in total in the competition. So it's safe to say that Aubameyang loves the FA Cup.
As we saw today. He ain't been scoring for how long, and he manages to get one. Go ahead.
He had to get one. I saw a lot of comments about Sabaya, so I wonder if I can still find them. It's gone, but I don't know what it said, but I saw Sabaya's name a couple of times. Gunners 1, it says Pepe was very disappointing once again and got showed up by Emile Smith-Rowe and Saka. Does he still have a spot in the future? I'm so glad you brought this up, because I was meant to mention this, because when we talk about key changes that were made in that game, such as Willian and Willett come off, we haven't spoke about the fact that Pepe came off. And was he replaced by Saka, was it? Who was Pepe's replacement? I think it was Saka, no?
Who was the first substitution that came on? Emile Smith-Rowe.
Emile Smith-Rowe.
And that was for Reece Nelson. And then who was
Willian.
Laka and Saka. Xhaka and Saka.
It was. Sorry, it was an extra time. Pepe came off for Lacazette. Wow. And it was so strange, because I was like, wait, ain't it half time when they're making a sub? But yeah, I remember now. Pepe came off for Lacazette. Now, as a player who hasn't been on a good run of form, how do you think that makes him feel to see that the game's definitely changed once not only him, but the other players that started the game with him have come off, and that's it, winning team?
I mean, obviously, it is going to impact his confidence, and he hasn't been on the greatest form. But I mean, he did look better today.
Yeah,
but interesting to see what happens in the next game, whether he's dropped or if he's amongst the squad, and I think that will also play a big part in his confidence as well.
Yeah, from the players that I've picked, he doesn't fit into the attacking players that I want to see regularly. So it'll be interesting to see what Arteta does with that problem there. Play Mayo says,
said I'm not surprised there, Pips.
I've been Mystic Meg recently. In the last 6 months, I've been real Mystic Meg. So don't be surprised when you don't see Pepe for a couple of weeks.
You have. Do you know what? Just to pause you there, but I found that comment about Ceballos that I think you were talking about. It's from Corn on the Cob.
I love Corn on the Cob.
You lot are sleeping on Ceballos. Did really well at West Brom.
Yeah, the thing is with Ceballos, when he has a good game, he has a good game. But when he doesn't, it's just like, who is this guy? What's going on here? Like, you just don't. There's no in between. Like, when he has a good game, it's good, and we're all singing his name, Danny Ceballos. We love it. But then when he does that, when he has that bad 15 minutes, or he has this thing where he'll have a good first 45 minutes, then the second half, it's like his twin comes out, the twin that can't play football, and he just does mad stuff on the ball. And you just think, why can't you play a whole 90 minutes, like the second half, as good as you played the first half? So I don't know what it is about Danny Ceballos. Inconsistency would be a good word. But when he's good, he's good. He's good. But is he the future number 8 of the club? I don't think so.
Yeah, that was going to lead on to my question, because it's his second year on loan here. I mean, do you want to see him here longer? Do you need more time to see what he's going to bring to Arsenal? Or
it all depends on transfer window activity, not only now but in the summer. Because if we don't find a younger, he's young, he's only 24. I keep forgetting that he's young, but I don't know, maybe give him a bit more time, but I'm still not overly convinced. But we're in a rebuilding phase, and maybe he's part of that restructure. I don't know though.
Just while we're talking about transfers, Balogun, he wasn't named amongst the squad.
He's gone, man. He's gone.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like he got his farewell video on Instagram out early. Like, I think he knows that he's gone. That's why he put up that whole video with the whole 2021, I'm ready. Like, Arsenal, thank you for the memories, but I'm out type of thing. Like, I could be wrong though, because it was weird timing for him to put that video up on Instagram when he hasn't been playing. Like, are you ready for 2021? And if you are, is it ready with Arsenal or someone else? Because I don't think it's with Arsenal. And as much as I love him to stay, I mean, there's been heavy rumours that, Eddie will be going to West Ham, and that will bring room for Balogun to come in and get more minutes. But I don't see it happening.
There's also been rumours that Balogun's possibly going out on a loan to Liverpool, or was he getting sold or something?
No, sold. There ain't no loans. His contract runs out. There ain't no loans.
Oh, yeah. What am I talking about? Yeah, getting sold to Liverpool. I was excited to see what Balogun brings, and I just feel like, can't be the end of the road.
It's going to be another story. Efrain Adelaide, Serge Gnabry. Who else? There's so many. Like, we just let go so young because of this whole contract saga, and then they just go and flourish elsewhere.
Exactly. There's a super chat here from Charlene's cute baby face.
What?
Cat and mouse game out there. Roll is insane.
Oh, I can't find it, Char.
You can't.
One moment. What time was it at?
8:42 p.m. I mean, Emil Smith-Rowe is a big player for us.
Yeah, he is. I've seen a comment from Charlene's cute baby face though, and it says, if it lets me show it.
Oh,
there we go. Smith-Rowe is better than Havertz. Aubameyang finally gets a goal, and hopefully he's back to great form. Tell Charlene I said hi. I mean, Charlene's here. She can see a comment.
Hi, Charlene, cute baby face. I feel like I'm talking to myself.
That is jokes.
That is. I love your username. What'd you say?
Imagine if Charlene bare typing off camera, just like doing. Toyosi says hard fought victory. Willian isn't good enough. He works hard. Willock. Sorry, I'm so used to seeing Willian's name. Sorry.
Okay.
He works hard, but very poor technical quality. We made a huge mistake signing. Oh, see, I did see Willian's name. We made a huge mistake signing Willian too. Man looks like he has lost his legs. Yeah, we spoke about this earlier in the stream, and yeah, couldn't agree more. I don't know. Does Willian need more time? Like we said, he needs a loan, I reckon.
Yeah, I think he needs
his whole life is Arsenal, and he knows nothing else. Maybe he needs to experience another club. Maybe.
Exactly, and I reckon he'll probably come back stronger. Who knows?
Yeah.
15th FA Cup. Yeah.
I saw some good comments, and I saw a lot of super chats come through. Let's see if I can pin them up.
Are you able to pin them?
From Amir Nail says, we won't miss Balogun that much. He has potential, but so did so many Arsenal youngsters, and many have failed. Let's stick to what we have: Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, etc. That's a good point, because we always talk about, like, even myself, when I'm like, oh, the youngsters that we've let go in the past, and they've gone on to flourish. There's also been youngster strikers that we have had, and where are they now? You know, I don't want to really call out the names, but, you know, young J. Emmanuel Thomas, Chuba Akpom. Actually, Chuba Akpom's done really well, to be fair. But there's other youngster players that were flourishing. Like, where's Gideon Zelalem? Is that his name? Gideon. Like, so many youngsters that were, like, set to be the next big thing, and I honestly couldn't tell you where they are now. Maybe some of you guys in the comments will know. Gideon looked like a sick one to come out of the youth academy. But to be fair, a lot of them have gone on to championship clubs and are still doing well elsewhere in other leagues. Andre Ben says, love when we win, because both your lovely smiles light up. We still need to rotate to bed these non-performers into form, as bad as it is to watch, except Willian. He's terrible. Well, Willian's still getting the brunt of it. And another one, wow. I said I wasn't going to read out any more Willian comments, so they decided to put them in super chats. Not me.
Oh.
Abdi Wahab says, give Emil Smith-Rowe the number 10 shirt once Ozil leaves. Good shout. Why not? He's been given the big co-sign from Ozil anyway. When he scored last week, or when he created the goal, Ozil tweeted, you know, saying, I can't remember what he said, but something like great playmaker or great instinct and stuff. So he's already got that co-sign from Ozil.
He's handed it over to him.
Yeah, so might as well.
You've got Master Goku saying, I agree, Jammer.
Jammer?
Look, this chat that you've got pinned up, Jammer.
Sorry.
Someone's in agreement with that.
Yes. T. Moley says, we are walking a tightrope with Leno as our only reliable keeper. We need a backup keeper ASAP. We won the FA Cup last year because our backup was as good as the first choice keeper. Very, very good point. We spoke about this so many times as well. But I mean, who's out there for backup keeper? I mean, I'm sure there's some keepers that would love to be backup keepers for Arsenal. No one wants to be backup keeper, but when Arsenal come calling, you kind of think, oh, maybe, you know, get to chill with Aubameyang.
Exactly. I mean, concerning area for us, Pippa, the fact that we had Martinelli, who was amazing, and now you know, sorry,
I do the same thing, but Martinez, babe.
Oh, it's been a long day. Like, that match has actually drained me.
Trust me.
I can't believe I called him Martinelli. Martinez, sorry guys, my mistake. When you've got Martinez as backup of that quality, and then you sort of get a second goalkeeper who, you know, perhaps isn't used to the style of play, because I mean, his background, he's on paper seems like a decent backup. I mean, what do we do? Do we sort of give him a bit of time to sort of find his feet or his hands?
Both. No, definitely both. But more importantly, his hands. But yeah, I mean, at this point where we are now, where we've paid that money for him, it's not like he's a lonely keeper. I think Arteta's just gonna have to, and the goalkeeping coaches are just gonna have to instill some type of, because goalkeeping is a confidence thing. He needs his confidence back, and so they just need to work there, because he might just turn it all around, and we'll be like, because to be fair, there's loads of goalkeepers that in their first few games, especially backup ones, were not good, and then they haven't been the greatest, but they've really grown into themselves. So maybe he could do the same.
And perhaps just stay off the socials in order to get that confidence and get to that strong mentality, because he's moved from Iceland as well, so we sort of got to take that into consideration. It's a new country and a whole new fan base as well. Exactly.
Edison Hamwele says, shame on every senior Arsenal player, because they are salvaging by Smith-Rowe, Saka, Martinelli and Tierney. I mean, trust me, I'd be ashamed if I was like 30. I would. I don't know what it feels like to be 30, but like if I was 30 and some 22-year-old come and just show me how it's done, I'd be like, wow, what have I been doing for the last 8 years of my life?
Yeah, all this time.
You know?
Stunner Man says, big up Leno for those saves.
Yes.
Crucial
Oh
save.
yeah, he's on loan. That's a
Even
good point. Oh, where's that coming?
That double save that he made as well, boy, where we almost conceded.
Yeah.
It was like in the final minutes as well, where they could have just stole it before we went extra time.
Literally the dying seconds of the game, and I really thought they were going to put it away there, but we got lucky. We definitely got lucky. Barista Shah has a great point here. I genuinely forgot he was on loan. We still have Tyrese John Jules to come back from his loan. He's a quality striker, but then again, that's another youngster that's probably never going to get game time in the first team. I could be wrong, but we rarely see it now, striker-wise. In terms of strikers, there's loads of youngsters that come up defensively, like Bellerin, youngster, come up, right back. Chuba Akpom came up slightly, striker. Alex Iwobi came up, midfielder, winger. But it's rare that you see a striker come into the first team from the academy. I mean, I couldn't count how many. It's loads of midfielders and defensive, mainly defenders. What strikers really come in from the academy like that? Look, Balogun was this close and he didn't. So
it's true.
So I don't know, man. But I hope you're right, Barista, because he's cold. He's cold.
Boy.
Trinity the Monkey says Pablo Mari is playing sick though. He's playing under the radar, but he needs to notice his strength and performance in the team. He's literally been classy these past few games. Why are you crying?
Crying happy tears.
It must be happy tears. Oh yeah, Matt Macy's gone now, isn't he?
Oh yeah. Where's he gone off to?
Sorry, I shouldn't have brought that up because I definitely forgot. Sorry, guys.
Where has he gone?
I mean, the comments will definitely tell you.
I did actually see that floating about. So we've literally just got what? Leno and Runason.
Yeah.
So the fact that
and Arthur. We got Arthur from the academy.
All right. So the fact that Macy's gone, what does that mean? We're out for another goalkeeper?
Maybe.
Any options, Pips? You got your scouting eye on?
I haven't been looking out for goalkeepers. I would still bring up the same names from summer, like David Raya and stuff. So no. But then again, I don't think Brentwood has many keepers either, because Ellery Balcom, who was their like youth or backup keeper, joined. Is it Doncaster Rovers that are playing today? And
yeah,
he won. It was his debut. It was his debut in goal in his bright pink kit, and they won. And he must be buzzing. I messaged him straight up, like, "Well done, man! Like, sick."
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if Brentford will have goalkeepers available to give away now that one of their backups have gone. So,
I mean, there is other championship teams.
Yeah, you love the championship, innit?
Well, I said let's look
at no money.
Huh?
We ain't got no money. We took a loan the other day, 120 mil. We ain't got no money.
That's why I said let's look in the championship.
No, let's look at League One. We ain't got no money.
What would you take a keeper from League One?
I'm just saying, boy. What can Arsenal actually afford at the moment?
Oh.
And so I saw a comment here. Let me read this one first. Abodi says, Pippa, after this game, we have to seriously rate Leno. He's literally the best goalkeeper we have since Jens Lehmann. The only one closest, Chesney, so big up Leno. Yes. And someone said Eddie is from the academy. Yeah, but he's not from our academy really, though, is he? Like,
exactly.
Like,
we're talking about Arsenal academies.
Like, proper, like, Arsenal academy, like, come up. Like, Joe Willock's come up, not a striker. Reece Nelson has come up, not a striker. Like, all these players that come up, they're not strikers. So, but, I mean, you can kind of form an argument with the Nketiah thing, but he's not really an Arsenal academy. Like, he's just been there for a little piece from Chelsea. Patrick, sorry, Stunnerman's been active. It says, how on earth have we allowed Matt Macy to leave on a free to Hibs? Where's he gone? Now we are left with Willian as backup. Lord help us. Okay. I remember I just retweeted it and I didn't read the article because I was on the roads and I was like, I was driving. So I thought, just retweet it quickly.
I won't bother reading it. I could be retweeting anything right now.
No, I was meant to read it like as soon as I stopped my car, but then just forgot. What was you going to say, Shah? Someone's comment is going to read.
I've lost it now. I've lost it. But there's one from Abid Rahman saying, "Girls, thank you for the amazing show."
I'm so glad you read this, because he's put this comment like 100 times, and I was going to read it. So big up, Abid.
I'd rather play Pippa than Pepe. Pippa is greater than Pepe. Pippa's connection better than Pepe.
I don't know if he's bantering me or not. That's why I didn't want to read it, but big up, Abid.
So Sawa Hilly, 007 is saying, "I have a dream: Arsenal winning FA Cup and Premier League." I mean, that's got to be half banter and half reality. I mean, what are you saying, Pippa?
We're not winning the Premier League. Could you imagine though, the gap is not that great between teams, but like that would be the greatest thing in history for someone to start 15th in the league, like most of them, and then finish like in the top 4 or first. No, that goes down in history.
Boy, imagine that happen.
That's better than Leicester winning the league. That's better. When Leicester was a surprise, like that beats Leicester by far.
Well, we seem to break all other records, in a negative way. Why not do it in a positive way, eh?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, guys. I would love it to happen.
Imagine that.
I'll be like, forget lockdown. I'm heading straight to the Emirates. What's a lockdown? I'm out. Sorry, Boris.
Exactly.
Sorry.
There's an exception today, mate.
Sorry, can we get a pass for this one, please? To start our own parade.
Wait. While we're on that, yeah, we're not trying to promote that here at all.
Yeah, sorry. No bad behaviour.
While you're still on that, John Brim is saying our current best team could beat Liverpool at the moment. No cap.
Yeah, so like the team that I mentioned with the key players involved, yeah. I mean, Aston Villa youngsters almost did it. Well, they held up a good performance.
Just coming on to that, Pips, can we talk about that? Because I was watching that game and I sat there like a proud mother. Like, when I saw these young kids, and I was just like, oh,
I know,
so cute. Like the average age was like 18.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And Mane scored that goal how many minutes in? And their heads didn't drop. It didn't knock their confidence. They put up a fight.
Well, that's youngsters for you.
I know. And this is why I always big up the youngsters and go on about the youngsters, because they just bring a different energy. And I was just so proud of them. They done so well in that first half. And then in the second half, you could just see that they were tired and they were just cramping up. But I was really proud. A big, big performance.
Do you know it was so cute as well? Like, I swear, like every single one of those under 18s or under 23 players, whatever age they were, got a shirt from the Liverpool squad. Like one had Ronaldo, one had Salah, Mane, like Shaqiri. They had everyone's shirt, Milner. And I just thought it was so cute that like all the Liverpool players like gave a shirt to one of the and I think they even shared the changing room afterwards, because I swear I saw pictures with their shirts side by side and stuff. It was cute, man. Bless. Imagine your 18-year-old son. That's a big, even though they lost, like you're always gonna remember that, innit?
100%. And the fact that the commentators were like, well, half the squad's been dropped off by their parents because they're too young to get driving license.
I thought that was a joke.
No, it was serious.
I thought that was a joke. You know why? I saw this meme on Twitter saying, you know that show saying where you got to tell a lie and the truth and you got to guess which one's a lie? And someone was like, when I was 15, my mum dropped me off to a FA Cup game against Liverpool at Villa Park. And I was like, their mums didn't drop them. But that's crazy. Oh, bless them, man.
It was. But yeah, it was so sweet, man. And when Barry scored, I was excited for him. You could just see that excitement in their face as well.
Yeah.
But, and I mean, Jurgen Klopp didn't hold back. I mean, we saw players like Thiago, like he put out a strong squad.
Jurgen Klopp doesn't have mercy against no one. Have you not seen? He doesn't care. Like, even when they already wrapped up the league last season, what was their last game? Chelsea or something?
I can't even remember.
And it was like 4-3 or some madness.
Oh, yeah, it was Chelsea.
He didn't hold back. Like, they already won the league, but he was like, listen, we're going out strong. Strong. But that's a good managerial tool. Like,
no, 100%. But at half time, because Alcantara came on at half time, and I was like, rah, like he's going straight against these young kids. Like there was Salah, Mane, Firmino. I was just like, okay, so them kids should be even more proud. But anyway, back to Arsenal.
Back to Arsenal. Adam says we might be winning games, but look at all those poor. Oh, speaking of managerial decisions, mismanagement of players, signing dead players, persevering with the same dead players, being reactive and not proactive. I wonder who he's talking about. Who could it be? Who could it be? I mean, we spoke about it a lot earlier on. But to be fair, the managerial decisions were not that bad today because he made the changes. There's other games where we've seen where fans will be crying out, take this player off. Like, they're not adding nothing. It's negative. Like, they're not playing. Like, take them off. And you'll see certain right backs or certain midfielders stay on until the 89th minute. And you're just like, so now you want to sub on Maitland-Niles?
Yeah.
So now you want to sub on flipping, I don't know, Ceballos. Like, what? But today, even though it was in the 60th minute, that was still kind of early for me. When I saw that change being made, I said, okay, we have hope. He actually wants to retain the cup. He's not just messing about here. He actually wants to retain it.
Exactly. So, I must say, like, I get excited when I see Smith Rowe's coming on, Saka. Yeah. It just shows how dependent we are on these players.
Exactly. Imagine that, being reliant on such young boys, like 20, Saka's 18 or 19? They're both about 20 or under, right?
20, yeah, something around that. I mean, it's a big responsibility for them. All right, while Pippa's paused, I'm just going to read this comment from Durav Ramani. Don't know why he brought on Laka so late on, and why not Ainsley Maitland-Niles for Cedric, who was on a yellow. Oh, yeah, Cedric was on a yellow.
And he got that quite early on, didn't he? That was the soft yellow. There were some really soft yellows in that game. Can we talk about this? Right, thank you for bringing that up. Right, so first of all, Cedric yellow. I swear he just tapped him on the shoulder and ran around him.
Yeah.
How was that a booking, please?
I don't know.
And even Andy Carroll's yellow, soft. Like, he didn't knock Joe Willock in the face. I think he was just doing it off of reactions of players. So because Joe Willock dropped to the ground, he's thinking, book him. When who did Emile Smith Rowe take down? Was it
Almiron?
No, Longstaff.
Oh, Longstaff.
Oh, he screamed.
Oh no.
Red. Where is the red? How?
Exactly. How? I mean, you could clearly see that. I mean, initially I thought, oh my God, that's a red. Like, that was my reaction.
Because I wasn't really paying attention. I just heard the scream and I was like, we're in trouble here. But I knew, I don't know, did you realise that? Because he got showed the red card, but he didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, he stood there and I thought, all right, this gives me a glimmer of hope now. Let's see the replay of the VAR.
Because he knew you can't be booking me for a red. Go and check that. Aubameyang, tell him to go check that because I didn't do anything. And it's a good thing VAR was there, because if he was to get subbed off, we would have lost that game because he was pretty much involved in both goals.
Exactly.
He was involved in both goals. Well, no, he wasn't. He wasn't, to be fair. But the first goal, definitely. So yeah, refereeing decisions were a bit crazy today, but it's Arsenal. When are they not? When are they not crazy against us? And Aubameyang, that was a penalty. I was listening to, who was the commentator again? What's his name? Oh, God,
Eddie Murphy.
All over the place. Danny Murphy.
Danny Murphy.
And he was all, I think that's his name. Sorry if I got it wrong, but he was like, "Oh yeah, that's not a penalty because, you know, he's accidentally put his leg out there." How do you accidentally crisscross your leg behind one to trip someone? How? That's an unnatural position. How is that an accident? That should have been a penalty.
It didn't even go to VAR.
That was the quickest VAR check in history. They didn't even look.
Quick, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, they just said VAR check complete. What check? The man put his leg behind his leg to trip him over. How? What? In the box? Are you okay?
Trying to take our cup away from us?
Literally. Mohammed is just spamming the chat right now with oh no, it's not Mohammed. Okay, Mohammed's got 2 accounts unless unless they're both copying and pasting off each other.
Same one.
Officials have been against us since the Invincibles. They're hurting still. So Ghana videos and Mohammed are saying exactly the same thing with exactly the same punctuation. Saying, Willian playing again, I might get a game for the Arsenal at this point.
Do you know, with the Invincibles, they've probably just got Ty in their head saying, "Ref, where's the card? Where's the card? That's a yellow." So this one was on it today, yeah? Ty, let me save you the headache. I'm ready with my cards. You ain't even got to say it. Card. Oh, I swear I've got a red card somewhere. Oh, I've actually got a red card. I'm going to do this just for you, Ty. I've got a red card. Can we see red and yellow? Oh, where's the yellow one? These guys have moved it. Card. Can you see the colour?
Oh,
Wait, bring it back a bit, because when it's so close, you can't make out what color it is. What color is that? That looks like a highlighter.
It's actually red, but I'm sorry,
Bring
guys.
it, put it against the wall.
No, man, it's got branding and stuff on it. My bad.
Okay.
Moving on.
What did you make of Newcastle, Pips?
Defensively set up really well. They had us controlled, especially in that first half, and that's why it was such a boring game. Because even towards the end of the first half, they were literally putting about 20 men in front of the ball. Like, they were just defending with their whole entire existence. And I was thinking, wow, we're not even applying pressure like that. Why do you have to do that so early on? And that's when I thought this game's going to be dead.
Yeah.
You needed someone to bring in some type of creativity or get the long balls in, which I think David Luiz was trying to do to Pepe on the right-hand side. But Newcastle were good, man, especially Longstaff, and Andy Carroll was good in his own box. Like, every time we had a corner, he had it under control.
Exactly.
He had it under control. And then going forward as well, that chance he had on the volley, if that was, I think Leno saved that, didn't he? He went straight into his hands.
He did, yeah.
He controlled it with his chest, volleyed it straight at goal with power. And I thought, whoa, we need to sort it out, because this 32-year-old still got it, unlike some.
And I mean, when he was up in the stands, and we obviously took lead when we was 1-0 up, you could just see the disappointment in his face, even when we scored the second goal, which I understand why, because I mean, he was a key player for them, but understandably he started like, but yeah, man. Also,
and to be, someone said we seem like we took, we're taking too many chances on the ball. Nelson, Willian, Pepe all taking extra touches for nothing. Take a leaf out of Smith Rowe's book. And yeah, because I think that's a confidence thing as well, because obviously Nelson wasn't doing that to begin with. He took shots, didn't score, but he took chances. But then after that, you'd see like Pepe play some perfect balls into the box for him, you know, on that near post for him. And he's just like over hesitating and it goes out of play, or he tries to do too much and loses control. Same with Willian. I think this was the chance where Aubameyang had a shot on goal. Great save from Dubravka. It lands at Willian, just hit it.
Yeah, he just
hit it. He shuffled the ball around the player. Like, what are you doing? It's at your feet. Nobody's around you right now. Hit it. Waited for a defender to come straight to your face, and you've wasted that opportunity. It's too much hesitation.
Yeah, I reckon that is a confidence thing.
Yeah. Nobody is talking about the 90 minutes plus save by Leno. Also, his footwork has improved greatly. GP Head, you must have just joined, because we definitely spoke about that. Because we gave Leno all the praise at the beginning of this stream, because all the saves that he made were amazing. Not that he had that many to save, but every single one, 10 out of 10.
On point. What about that shot by Xhaka outside the 18-yard box, Pips?
Oh, yeah, where the Bradford had to do a little seal-up jump. Like Flipper. Or what's that dolphin's name? Is it Flipper?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I know what dolphin you're talking about, but yeah, I've completely yeah. Ain't it Free Willy?
Oh, that's it. Oh, there you go, Free Willy. That's the type of shots Willy should be taking.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a wicked shot, man. Xhaka can put him away. I was hoping he would have done, but the youngsters stole the show today again,
as they do.
Yeah. Leno's kept a really good record as well. I'm not sure what he's like. Because we had a couple of clean sheets as well, but the record's been great.
Really good.
Yeah. Let's see what other comments we have here. Oba should have complained and shouted. They'd check it more seriously if he made a scene, a penalty for sure. Yeah, it's true. But Aubameyang don't seem like that type of
player
to do that. Yeah, like just he is what it is type of guy.
Yeah, and where he's not been on the greatest form as well. I mean, confidence ain't really going to be there like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen your comment, Kieran, but it doesn't say anything. It just says you're blanking the comment. And that's the only comment I've seen with your name on it. So unfortunately, if you put it again though, I'll read it. But I just didn't see it. Sorry.
There's loads of comments.
Yeah, but a lot of them I've read already.
All right, here's one. Young Apena saying, Pippa, will that goal help Oba's confidence?
I hope so. I mean, he scored, was it in another cup game when he had his last goal? And we thought that would do it for him.
Yeah.
And it didn't, because he didn't score again for a while after that. So I hope so. I mean, I know he loves the FA Cup. Maybe he'll get a good run in the cup and win it again. But I want to see more of it in the league. I don't know what can get his confidence up, if I'm honest with you.
Do you think he'll be? Do you think he'll start against Crystal Palace?
Yeah. Yeah, has to. Has to. I mean, I know I didn't mention him in my key players to play against Crystal Palace, but yeah, he will definitely. Arteta will definitely select him. I don't see why not.
Could he get a goal there?
He can get a goal in every game. It's just whether he wants to turn up or not,
and
whether the other players keep isolating him. Like I said, I don't feel like he's involved enough.
Super chat here from Taj Bambra saying, "Hi ladies, I hope you're doing well. Grafting performance today, but Willian needs to never play again. Thoughts?
Wow.
Happy overall, and subs made a difference." I mean, that is a harsh comment towards Willian. We're doing great, thank you. Grafting performance, I'll say flat game, but yeah, man, we got a good result in the end.
Grafting performance in the final 35 minutes.
That's when I saw a better graph. And I thought it was fantastic substitutions by Arteta, and this is what we want to see. Game-changing players.
Exactly. And in terms of Willian, honestly, at this point, if I was Willian, whether I'm playing good or not, I would actually want to put in a transfer request. I'm just bitter like that. I'll be like, listen, the way these fans are treating me, I can see their comments, I can hear it. I'm leaving. Like, I was like, I'm gone, man. Forget this. I wouldn't like it. Just like how Xhaka, because the same thing happened with Xhaka, there used to be a huge percentage of the fan base that would be on his neck all the time. He's not good enough. He's not this. He's not a captain. He's not a leader. Get rid of him. And then it all boiled up and he ended up swearing at the fans, you know. We're either going to get another situation like that. We're either going to get another situation like that, or he's just going to leave, because we're all human. People can only take so much abuse. Like, it's not like it's 10 people every couple of months saying, "Oh, you're rubbish, man." It's thousands of people every hour of the day on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. I'd be like, listen, get me out of this club, because the fans are literally abusing me.
All right, get me out of this club. When he leaves this club, where is he going?
As far away from Arsenal fans as possible, but Arsenal fans are everywhere.
All right, let's be realistic. I mean, he's one of our players. He's amongst the squad. What do we do to get him performing better?
What do? We get behind him, but it's like it's gone past that. It's like no fans will do that because they're so fed up of seeing him. But the only thing you can do to fix that is get behind him.
So, do you want to call out? Because at the end of the day, he's our player and he's playing. I
mean, as much as we don't like seeing him play, if you want to see improvements, I think we got to put a bit of fakeness on, guys. The fake smile. And because obviously the fans don't like him. Look at the comments here. Look at the comments on Twitter. He's had to turn off his Instagram comments. Clearly, no one has anything nice to say about him. So if you want to see him do well, I think you have to just try and get behind him for as long as he's playing in an Arsenal shirt, because it looks as though whatever you say doesn't matter, because Arteta's always going to play him. So try and get... I know it's hard, because even me, I struggle, and I try to be very nice to everyone. But I'm just like, oh, God, he's in the starting 11. We got to stop doing stuff like that, because he doesn't live on a different planet where he doesn't see stuff. He lives on the same planet Earth with the same 4G, 5G, whatever he has, and he has access
in your case, 3G.
You idiot. And he sees it all. He sees it all. So, but I don't think anyone can get behind him. So he should. If it was me, I'm not giving him advice. But if it was me, I'm out of this joint. I'm not going to stay where I'm not appreciated.
I get that, but I'm just trying to get a bit of positivity in here, because at the end of the day, he's our player and he is playing. So, I mean, he is underperforming, but you know, do we? Do we perhaps not start him and bring him on as a substitute, or does that knock his confidence even more?
I feel like if Arteta, this is a strong statement for me because I don't know what goes on back there, but I think if Arteta has any care for Willian's mental well-being, I don't even know what his mental well-being is, but he doesn't look happy or confident when he's on the pitch or off it. So to me, it doesn't look like he's got a positive mental state right now. And if Arteta has any care for that, I think he should just take him out of the shadow, like put him in the shadows for a bit. Just take him out of the scene. Take him out, not of training, but see what you've done to Ozil, like that, but not to that extreme. Just take him out of games.
Keep him in the cup games?
Huh?
Keep him in the cup games or take him out altogether? Are you still there? 2G,
What'd you
3G,
say?
1G.
What did you say?
I said 1G. Like, what are we working with now?
What did you say?
I said, do we take him out of cup games as well, or just Premier League? Pipsy, I could just see your face paused on the screen, smiling.
Okay, sorry, go on. What did you ask me?
You said take him out the squad. Is that just for the Premier League, or is that cup games as well?
Like everything, just because fans are fickle, you'll forget about things once they're not in your face. So if you take him out for about 4 to 5 games, you forget about him. And especially if you're going on a good run, you'll forget about it, and then bring him back in slowly. So people, because once if you play him every week, fans are just going to keep going, oh, him again. But if you just take him out of the scenes for a little bit, you forget about him, because we forget about things very quickly. Football's a fast-moving game. Don't worry. I'll tell you, listen to me. Remember I said this is going to happen. You're not going to see him for about 4 to 5 weeks. Then he's going to be brought back into the squad slowly.
But is that really the case, Pips? Because Aubameyang obviously hasn't been on form, but, he's continued to be played, other than when he got dropped for 1 or 2 games. So
he got dropped for what, sorry?
1 or 2 games.
He got dropped for a little while because he had a calf issue, but he got dropped. Whether you want to believe the stories or not, he got dropped, and we didn't see him play. And then even when he was brought back, he didn't start. So, but that's Aubameyang. That's the captain. You have to do it like that. Willian's not an important player like that. He's not a crucial player. So I think it'll be easier for him to just take him out of the scene.
Especially when we got the young talents that are making up so much noise as well.
Exactly. M. Matthew says we as fans, we need to stop getting on our players' backs. You don't see it at other clubs. I think I have before, actually. When players are in a bad run of form, look at Firmino and Martial. They're humans at the end of the day. Exactly, man.
It's true, they are humans.
Imagine, right? I've got children. Imagine your 8-year-old has to go to school every day and they're bantering you about your dad, saying, "All right, no one likes him. You changed school. Your dad changed team, and your dad's dead." Like, who wants to live like that?
I know, it's mad. And he has got kids.
Like, it affects you and your family, your lifestyle, everything. So,
no, 100%.
It's a serious conversation to have. Like, if you're not happy, then somebody, Arteta and Willian, need to do something about it.
But also the fans have a responsibility, as you're saying, because, this is out there. Everyone, like, the fans' opinions are out there, through many means as well. So I think there's a difference between having an opinion and putting out abuse.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff. I don't like it.
There's a big difference. And yeah, we can all be opinionated. And if players ain't performing, we're going to say, right, you're not performing. But the abuse, that's just like a whole different level.
It needs to stop. It's actually embarrassing to see. I hate it.
It's horrible.
Don't get me wrong. I think a few years ago when I was younger, I've done it before. I think I might have, I can't tell you. I've never hated a player, but I think maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I used to get on Giroud, but never the way I see people say things about players these days, I'll never do that. It's too much. It is too much. Acting like they're just some random virtual reality people that we just see on TV. No, they're real people.
Exactly. I mean, you and I could be a player. Not before.
Nope. But, we'll read a couple more comments. Oh, T-Man says, Pippa, if Willian sees all the comments like you say, shouldn't that motivate him to get better? Because doesn't matter how you look at it, he has been for us. Yeah, but people are different. There are people but there's people like me and whoever are people, you'll see negative comments, and for me, it will make me want to work harder. But then there's other people, it will get them down and be like, oh my God, am I actually that bad? Oh my God, mum, am I that bad? Wife, am I that bad? Is it that bad? And you start questioning yourself, and that's it. You're into state of depression.
And I think all people handle things differently. You need to be thick-skinned, and not everyone is, and you just don't know what is happening in their personal life, what their mental state is. So, I mean, in their younger days, perhaps could have looked past this and thought whatever, and it could have been motivation for them, whereas now could be the complete opposite.
Exactly. And Jack, I have to address this one to Jack Thomas. The only reason because I'm talking about social media, and although social media was around before the season that Giroud was playing, I'm thinking about in the prime of social media where tweets will go viral, videos will go viral, and those abusive comments are in the players' faces. I'm not talking about back in the day when it's only the word of mouth in a pub or in a barbershop. I'm talking about in the world of social media. So that's why I brought up Giroud, because in that era of social media, him and Arsene Wenger were pretty much, in Arsenal times, the only players that would get mad stick like that. So you tried it. Arsenal's living room says Xhaka played really good. We should all notice that. Yeah, we mentioned that as well. But did everyone mention who their man of the match was? Because I know we both said Emile Smith-Rowe, but what did everyone else say?
Yeah, who was you lot's man of the match? Let us know. While we're waiting for that to come through, we got TJ Johnson. Greetings, ladies. I am happy for the win, but too many players are holding on to the ball for too long, and Willian is a passenger on the team and needs to be benched. Love from Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, I just saw Trinidad and Tobago flag, so I was just intrigued to know what you was going to say to us. I'm sure on the last stream you was telling us about eating shark and dumpling while sitting on the beach. But obviously today it's all football.
Azza Jones AFC says Pippa and Charlene, we need a new centre-back alongside Gabriel and Mari for depth. The number 10 role needs filling with Emile Smith-Rowe, but the depth at centre-back needs looking at. We should look at Jules Koundé from Sevilla. I mean, everyone's shouting out loads of names for the transfer window, but how much activity can we really cram into one window? Aliam says, good win, but we need to do better in the first 90 minutes. Watching that game for 90 minutes gave me flashbacks to the Europa League game against Olympiacos. Oh, God. I think Aubameyang would rather forget about that one. The Ray said, Willian, Willock, and Ketia are championship quality at best. I mean, don't forget, Willian's won things, you know. Let's not forget that. I mean, he's not. We've got him at the end of it all, but
maybe he just hasn't settled in. Maybe we just need to give Willian some time.
David said, I'm sure Willian is a nice guy, but he looks like he doesn't want to play for Arsenal. He is a nice guy, actually. I've actually met him in real life. But when he was talking to me, he's a proper nice guy. But me being as ignorant as I am, because he was playing for Chelsea, I was just like, yeah, you're right, thanks. I was being very
rude. Where's the professionalism, Pips? I mean, sometimes
it wasn't a professional environment. I was at a Nike event and he was there. And he was literally just stood right next to me. He was like, oh, you're enjoying the event? And I was just like, yeah. But if it was an Arsenal player, I would have been begging, like, oh my God, how are you? Like, how's things? I was like, yeah, I'm enjoying it. Thanks.
So if you was to meet him now, what would your approach be?
I mean, I'd rather not speak on that one.
No abuse, please.
No abuse. No abuse. Definitely not.
Right. We got some man of the matches coming in. Tierney. I saw a few, but they've gone quick. I mean, we got Peter Mashar saying Willian.
Okay.
Carlos Butterfield is going Tierney. John Grimm is going Pablo Mari.
Okay.
I haven't seen that comment. Tierney on Emile Smith-Rowe. No, they must be new in. Someone's corrected me saying it's Bacon Shark. Apologies. Same kind of thing. Pablo Mari, Leno, Emile Smith-Rowe, Tierney and Leno, Smith-Rowe. So quite a few to choose from.
Taffy says Pippa was eyeing up other teams to support early this season. Who said that?
Is that true, Pippa?
Who said that?
Kerry Moore saying Leno kept us in the game.
Yes.
Marcus Comfort is saying woman of the match, Pippa and Charlene. Woo, woo. You know, we're representing.
Just the same. You know, in the women's game, it's not actually called women of the match. It's called player of the match. Just putting it out there. But thank you. We'll take it, women of the match.
Women of the match if you want. I mean, what do you prefer? Player of the match? Because we ain't players, so I'd rather be woman.
Yeah. So I'm taking woman of the match because I'm not a player, so yeah.
Woman of the match. Tierney, man of the match for me, says Jamie Montanarini. Raymond has gone Xhaka. Jesse PB, big you up, Jesse, has gone Emile Smith-Rowe. Wall Williams, De Gosh has gone Emile Smith-Rowe. Yeah, Fab119 Fab said Aubameyang finally got his goal. By the way, Pippa, you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Fab119 Fab. I appreciate you.
Someone.
Go on.
No, you go first.
Mohammed says, don't want to hear anyone ever back Willock. Not good enough. Pepe, buy. We should have bought Zaha. Nelson, not good enough. Get rid of these ASAP. It's January. No excuses. We need to be ruthless. Well, moving on, because we're trying to stop the negativity, and we spoke about all of those players already. I thought I've seen so many times. I mean,
Balogun
will be Balogun. Hopefully not, but it's probably more than likely. Go ahead.
Sorry, this comment just stood out to me. Fred is saying Saka didn't look like he had much confidence. I mean, did you see that, Pips? Mm-hmm. Saka looks like he didn't have much confidence.
Saka?
Yeah.
Did you not see that shot he took? What? Did you not see the shot he took on goal? That was on target. Saka. He looked like he wasn't up for it. Yeah, he looked tired. Like maybe he thought, I'm actually going to get a rest today because he needs a rest. But, here comes Saka. I have to save the day again,
Like Superman.
I'll come and do it. I want to get through to the next round. I'll drag myself on the pitch. Like, he's probably thinking, bro, I need to relax. But
no, man, he's young.
Maybe that's the energy that you saw, because to me, yeah, he didn't look like the same Saka that's riling up, but he didn't look, what's the word that he used?
Motivated? I don't know, I've gone past it.
He didn't look like whatever you said.
Like he had no confidence.
No, yeah, he definitely had confidence, because if you don't have confidence, you don't take shots on goal like that.
Exactly. I mean, for me, I thought he looked excited to play. I mean, he came on the 60th minute or so. And normally youngsters, you know how it is when you take your son football, they don't want to come home. Exactly. They will stay, like, after the game, after the match, they're there taking penalties. Like, they'll stay there all night if they can. They can play for hours. I mean, I think Saka was amazing, as always.
Exactly. Right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. I'm going to find a nice I've already found one, but maybe Charlene found a good one. But I found my one to close off with.
You do that one, and I found one.
Go on then. Go on.
You go first.
All right. So, Azza Jones AFC says, promising that team grinded till the end. 2 years ago, our heads would have dropped and we would have been caught out, but we fought until the end, which is an improvement from Arteta.
And I'm going to end it on a comment from Tolu, just us Uwa Jane, saying the subs won us the match. Bing, bang.
Come on.
You got it spot on, Arteta.
Amazing. So a 2-0 win at home. It could have gone down to penalties, which somebody tweeted. Tim Stallman actually tweeted that we've never had a penalty shootout at the Emirates. So that could have been a bit of history there, but I'm glad we didn't, because my heart can't take that. But now Arsenal progress from 24 of the last 25 FA Cup third round ties, failing only against Nottingham Forest in 2017-18 season. Newcastle have lost now 11 of their last 12 FA Cup ties against Premier League opponents, including each of the last 7 in a row. And this time it was against us, and we were victorious at home, 2-0, with goals from who?
Emile Smith-Rowe and Aubameyang.
Oh, okay, I thought you were going to do that. All right, yeah, Aubameyang.
You can say it like that if you want.
No, it's fine. As always, guys, thank you so much for all of your comments. It's been a good one. I'm liking the fact that the last few Aftermath shows, we've been smiling, we've been winning. Let's keep it up. Hopefully Arteta listens to our show and takes some of our advice, because we've got some good bits of advice there. But yeah, guys, until next time, take care, and we'll see you in the next one, which is Newcastle again, isn't it?
Crystal Palace.
Oh, Palace. That's why we kept saying Palace. Yeah, it's Palace first. So we'll see you then. Bye, guys.
Bye.